NPC Wojak, does AskReddit. You're given $1 million, provided you can't spend 1 cent of it on anything practical, to anyone. If you can spend the money in such a ridiculous way as to make the giver laugh their ass off, you'll get another mil to spend as you please when the first mil is gone. How do you spend your million? I always like Richard Pryor's answer in Brewster's Millions. If you've not seen it, man inherits 30 mil and has to spend it in 30 days with no assets. Pretty much same thing as Op. At one point he buys the world's rarest stamp and mails it to the bad guys, making the stamp completely worthless. Groundhog Day 2. Full media blitz. Posters. Stars making the rounds on talk shows. Release day for actual Groundhog Day. But Zafford, you say, movies cost way more than $1 million to make these days. Yes, but I'm not making a new movie. You re-release the original movie without changing a thing, from opening to closing credits. Outside theaters, you offer people their money back if they promise not to tell the secret and encourage their friends to go see it. See how long you can keep it going. A timeless classic. Bill Murray is just as brilliant this time around. Andy McDowell is as beautiful and charming as ever. $1 million Jello Lake, but with no flavor and made with lake water so no one can benefit from eating it. I would buy those balls that when they are submerged in water they look invisible, not the super small ones, like the size of a baseball, then go around to as many swimming pools as I could with the amount I have and fill them. If you buy ghost crystals, they absorb up to 400 times their weight in water, so you would only need to carry around the crystals, not the whole balls, and they absorb the water instead of displacing it. An Olympic-sized swimming pool can hold 660,000 gallons, or about 5 million pounds of water. Those are pretty rare, so we will assume you're talking about high school pools which are less than half that size, so about 2.5 million pounds. Dividing by 400, you would need over 6,000 pounds of crystals to fill one pool, probably closer to 10,000, since you're not going to get the full 400x absorption. You can buy a £5 bag for $65, and you would need 2,000 bags for a cost of $130,000 for one high school swimming pool. So you could do 7 or 8 pools for your $1 million. I would go to the largest strip club on the busiest night of the year and pay the strippers to put on ugly clothes instead of take them off. I'd commission the world's largest marshmallow peep and see how many cars I could drive into it before it lost its fluff. I'd probably use it to commission some very fancy outfits for animals. I'm talking about ducks in tuxedos and armadillos dressed for a cotillion. I'd hire a bunch of private detectives to spy on each other. The comment about filling swimming pools with those funky plastic balls has given me an idea. Secretly have every public swimming pool in the city have a bunch of jello powder dumped into it at night, so it sets by opening. There's always room for jello. I'd pay for an ad to run on Discovery Network streaming shows that was just a straight 60 seconds of a man screaming into the void camera with no words or context at all. For whatever reason, whenever Discovery Network shows have ads, they quite frequently play the same exact ad several times in a row. This would lead to some instances of 120 seconds of 90 Day Fiancé viewers looking at some random man screaming at them. I hate that show. Edit. The funniest part is I guarantee you there will be tons of people interpreting the screaming as different things. Some people will think it's part of a conspiracy. Some people will think it's some avant-garde art statement. Some people will think it's a viral marketing campaign for a new show or movie. And some reporter will have to do a bunch of investigative reporting to finally track me down and ask me what is this? And the answer will disappointingly be I just really fucking hate their shows and I want people who watch them to suffer. I'm gonna rent 1 million ducks, fill a warehouse with them, and invite the friend to stand in the only open door outside. A curtain to keep the ducks from trying to fly. We'll have him as the sole rock in a river of ducks. Immediately find a few actors on any app, get some decent recording equipment, and get scripts from entirely different movies that are just close enough to each other that it won't be immediately clear what's happening. When actors arrive, the set is a recreation of Shrek's swamp house. At least 2 of them have part of a script from a Star Wars movie. Every single one of their characters has the name Jeffrey with slightly different last names. Whoever manages to stay in character the longest gets whatever is left over from making all this happen. Give a shirt maker $1 million to make a shirt that said I gave a guy $1 million and all I got was this stupid shirt. A Super Bowl commercial advertising male nipple covers for female nipples. Buy a giant catapult and make it rain pancakes. Hire a blimp that displays strange messages, like after dinner, Marx is skipping. Then, start a cult around those blimp messages and get a B-movie celebrity on board. After enough people buy into it, the messages get more silly, like poop is stinky or something, and watch together with the giver how the die-hard cultists try and guess if a poop is stinky. Buy $1 million in geese. Kill the giver with my geese armada. Take the second million. Bam, Goose Army and $1 million. Start a contest giving away $500,000 to anyone who can find where I've buried it. Spend $500,000 on completely misleading clues, a TV crew, and advertising. Build up a ton of hype and then never release the filmed series or announce anything about the winner, who we'd sign to secrecy. This is going to get buried, but I always thought it would be funny to gradually replace a pastry chef's tools and measures with smaller versions, but printed with the same units, and watch them try to figure out why their cakes seem to be getting smaller. Buy all of the old stock pogs left in the world and drop them over a major city from a blimp. A set of horse rugs in the theme of human costume honors. So one that's like a bunny suit, one that's like a dragon, one that's like a koala, one like a panda, and so on, and put our horses in them and show my mum, who would laugh so hard, and then I'd win another $1 million. It'd buy a sliding door that closes when you get near it, a light that turns off when you enter the room. Pretty much the opposite of how things are supposed to work. I'm giving the $1 million to turtles. No, not an animal charity. I'm going to find some literal turtles, wave some money in front of their faces until they snap down on it, and then let them carry it off to wherever they want to go. Put out an ad that says, we'll pay cash for toenail clippings and gold teeth. After I've bought enough toenails and gold teeth, I will melt the gold into a sphere, the toenails will be turned to diamonds, and then each diamond set into a tooth and those teeth then set into the sphere, creating a very unique disco ball. Extremely NSFW body pillows and drop them from anything that goes up high in the air. Nitrous oxide / laughing gas. Surely it'd make the giver laugh, right? Pay to somehow smuggle a breeding population of leopard seals into Loch Ness to increase Nessie sightings. If the idea is that I spend all the first million in order to make the giver laugh their ass off, then there is really only one thing to do. Take a prank I pulled on my old job to the next level. You can get 150 of the old troll dolls for about $60. This would allow for roughly 16,000 orders of these bulk orders with about $666.67 left over for gas, not counting in taxes. I'd likely have to order from multiple shops to do this. I drive a Prius that averages 51.4 miles per gallon with a 11.3 gallon tank, so I get about 580 miles out of a tank. It usually takes me $20 to fill up, so that's about 33 tanks of gas totaling 19,167 miles of travel. The width of the United States is 2,800, so I have the trolls shipped to friends that live around the country and road trip it to every friend, slowly depositing the roughly 240,000 troll dolls in all the cities, landmarks, and other tourist attractions along the way. Basically, if I have to spend $1 million impractically and the desired result is to make the giver laugh, I will, literally, troll the whole damn country. Pay Lego to bring back Bionicle. Then, even if he doesn't find that funny, I've at least brought back Bionicle, making me the hero of r/Bionicle Lego and r/Bionicle memes. I would buy as many Prius as possible and install aggressively driving AI into them. I would then pit them against each other gladiator style. The last Prius standing gets modified with the parts of its defeated enemies. Then I will throw it into a silver mold and make a statue. The statue will be sent into space. It will be engraved with the War of the Prius. The plan is that an alien life form will find the statue, come to Earth, and then try to communicate with all the Prius cars. I will be in the background laughing out loud. Start a luxury car destruction derby league. Place ads worth $1 million. 5 seconds each ad, played all around the world immediately after a news segment, in the middle of the news program, which is literally just a 5-second fart sound. Combustible lemons. When life gives you lemons, you burn life's house down, god damn it. I'd buy gold spinning rims for a jet ski. Buy as much squeaky toys as possible, and glue them down on a very busy street. You ever fired a giant pink dildo with suction cups out of a crossbow and at a train before? No? Me neither. With just a small investment of $1 million, you could find out what it's like to scare unsuspecting train drivers with giant pink dildos fired out of a crossbow and it's sticking to their window. I give 1 million people $1 to form a massive flash mob around my crappy job. They dance to shake it off as I give my boss the middle finger and quit. He's unable to drive home because of all the people in his way, and I leave in the most public way possible. It's super impractical, and the people involved aren't even getting paid much, but dang would it feel good. I would buy as many chickens as possible, label them so it seems like there's more than there are, 200k chickens, but label to 300k, and drop them in the government official areas, White House, Pentagon, etc. How would you spend $1 million? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for future content.